Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me again. More videos, more Iron Studios pieces, this time for the collection. This is Domino, again, from their 1/10 scale X-Men line. I got this from Big Bad Toy Store. They actually had this on sale here in the US. This is not a new piece. This was released back in 2023. And I wasn't planning on getting this, but again, it was on sale, and I figure, hey, this is a prize I could go for. Now, I am familiar with the character of Domino from X-Force and X-Men and whatever else you want to call it. I do like the character. She was also in the Deadpool movie. Look completely different. But this is more based on, obviously, the X-Men, I guess, 94, 97, or whatever you want to call it, in the comic book look there. There she is in the box. In her pose, I do like this pose for Domino here. I think definitely fits the character. And here on the back, we've of course got a full shot of the statue itself. This one comes in 4 separate pieces. So first piece you do get is this base here. So let's move this out of the way so the camera doesn't mess with the focus. But I love this one. Is a looks like a, what do you call it, a beanbag chair that she may have been sitting in at one point, and all these metal I guess girders or poles or whatever you want to call it went right through them. Of course, Domino, I believe her mutant powers are still the fact that she's just lucky, or probability, but of course she avoided all that. So I do think the beanbag chair here all destroyed. They've done a good job, I want to say. They've got some nice I guess stitching detailing here, and you've got the details here on the left and the right, and you've got the metal girders going through the seams and the ripped up parts. So you've got this nice metal girder, or pole, whatever you want to call it, going through these different parts here. So again, I think that's really well done. Same thing here, and you've got little folds, like I guess try to make it look like cloth or whatever. So again, that's really cool. And same thing here, you got more this actually looks more like a wood. So I want to say this is like maybe a support beam of inside the house, because this looks a bit more wood versus something like this that looks a lot more like metal. And the same thing here. This looks to be an outside piece, right? At least looking at this base at the bottom of it, some rubble there, but it's really cool. So whatever this was, whether it was a beanbag chair or whatever it used to be, I think they managed to get some nice detailing in there. I don't know if you guys could see that. It's not all just plain blue. Really cool, and it does look like it used to be filled with something at one point. These bases are not numbered, but again, you see that here, Domino Iron Studios 1/10 scale. But I am pretty happy with this very small and unique base. You got the sections here, which I don't know if you guys could see that where my thumb is at here, where you'll place the statue itself. So we'll see. Next thing to look at is accessories wise. You get this interesting looking rifle or gun, kind of akin to something you would get with a McFarlane action figure. It is really well made. It's got some nice detailing with the gunmetal gray, the scratches, the different colors, the different detailing on the gun. You do get a strap which does have a bit of give. I wouldn't go around moving it too much, because these joints here look very thin. But this does go on her back, and there is, I don't know if you could tell here, there is a magnet here where my thumb is at. Over here there is a magnet, so it looks like they give you a bit of a magnet so that when you put this on her back, it'll kind of stay in place. But the gun, again, it's really well done there. Next piece, moving on from the gun, is the head. So you just get this dismembered head here. And I do think is well done. The expression, I don't know. I get what they were going for. Maybe once I put it on the statue, it'll look a little better. As it stands right now, it looks, I don't know, a little goofy. looking, but it's just the expression itself. I do think the eyes are really nicely done. Again, 1/10 scale, so keep that in mind. And the hair, I do like the hair. I love the whole dynamic of it. It's kind of messy and sort of flowing in the air, so I think it fits in really well. There is a magnet here, so again, you be able to attach it to the body pretty well. And yeah, but that's you know, I think it's okay. The mouth itself, it's good. You know, again, 1/10 scale, so I just got to keep that in mind. But what's there, I think is good. Fits the piece really well. Next thing is the actual body itself here, and this all comes in one piece. And I love this pose. Again, very Domino, but I love the dynamic aspect of it, right? She's still holding her two guns here while also sort of like flying back in the air, and kind of reminds me of this is all like black and gray, even though it's got the big X on it. It does remind me almost like of a Black Widow outfit, right? Very shield looking like. So starting off here at the in the middle section, you've got this like black piece running down the middle. You do get some folds, etc. on the uniform, and there is some detailing here, especially on the sides, so that's really cool. You've got shoulder pads, because of course who in X-Force didn't have shoulder pads in the 90s? So you get shoulder pads there, and you get all these different like ammo pouches, which is really cool, very appropriate for her because she's got guns on both sides. The arms, I think, are well done. Again, there's some nice detailing work done, or texturing work here done by the biceps. And then as you move down, again, some nice detailing there on the guns. And of course, the pose, she's all stretched out, pointing her guns different ways. So you've got also guns on this side here, and some nice detailing there. She's got her little bracelet there. And then moving on down, you've got the belt with the nice red X, and you've got, of course, more pouches for ammo. Love these pouches on the side. I love that there is a bit of give, at least on this one there is, but I wouldn't go around messing with it. This one seems a bit more stable. But again, I love that they add to the dynamic pose of Domino here. And then moving on down, you see these knee pads. Again, very reminiscent of Black Widow's outfit from the MCU, or just from the comic book. Looked a little different. But again, you got another gun, because of course it's Domino here in a holster. So that's all in place. So that is really nicely done there. I don't know if you guys could see that. Yeah, but it's really cool. And then of course she's got the one leg up, and then the other leg kind of stretched out. She's like sort of like flying back. Got the giant knife there in there. So I don't know if you guys can see this, trying to get that in focus. Pretty big knife in there in the pouch with the two straps here. Same knee pad here as up here, and then continuing down, some nice detailing here on these boots here. Some nice straps. They're all black with some gray stripes there. Sorry, not stripes, but gray buckles, or silver buckles. You've got two little sections on this foot here that are going to be attaching to the base, and that's pretty much it as far as what gets attached to the base. You get some nice detail on the boots, which is really nice. And then here is pretty much the back part of the statue there. Again, this is a very shield-like uniform. You see the indents here for the gun, and there are some there is at least one magnet up here on the center to help you hold the gun in place. We're gonna work on putting her together. First thing I would do looking at this is probably place this gun correctly around her neck and shoulder. So the way that this is going to go is you got to match up the indents up here, right? And there is, as I said, a magnet. So theoretically you could put it like this, and the magnet will hold in place, but that's not the way it's supposed to go. This strap section should actually go over this arm and over the neck piece and over these sections. So one thing I want to know is, in addition to the indent on the gun, there is an indent here on her hip. See a little, almost looks like there's a little piece missing. That's for the strap on the gun right here, where I'm pointing at. That little section will get sort of tabbed in there. So what I would do is probably something like this, and you got to get this strap past the neck, right? Because you don't want it to be in the way of the head when you finally do attempt to put that in. But I can already see this is going to take a bit of work to get in here correctly, because as I said. Okay, so finally got the strap here into sit the way it should be. A couple of things. As I mentioned, the gun itself has some indents on the back, so they could fit in really well, you know, on the uniform on the back of the character. There's also a section on the strap here where there's an indent by the hip, as I mentioned earlier, that needs to go in there. What I didn't notice is that there's also an indent here on the right side of her chest, and there's a section similarly to the hip where there's a little tab that this upper section of the strap is supposed to sit in. So it was a bit tricky. First thing I did is get this upper part in, get this clear through the middle of her chest, the strap, and I did have to essentially hold this up here while pulling down to get this lower section strapped in, and it was a bit scary. I didn't want to snap the whole strap from the gun, but I was able to get this in first, then slightly pull down on the strap to get the hip part in, and then once I played around, the magnet kind of just grabbed it in place. So a bit scary getting that in. I wish they would have found a better way, but once it sits in place, it's kind of in there. I wouldn't go around messing with the gun too much, you know, but again, it can accommodate it. Just be really careful with not breaking the straps on the ends, but it does fit like it's supposed to now. Now on the base itself, as I said, the base, there's two indents here, here by the back of her boot, where this is supposed to sit. So you kind of just put that in there and get that in. Now the character itself is pretty light, so I don't see this whole section bending or anything, so I think you should be in a good place. And once it's in, it's in. And I don't think, I mean, I wouldn't go around swinging this too much. There is a bit of give, but once you get it in. All right, so we got the foot in, got the gun in. As I said, the character is pretty light, so there shouldn't be any kind of risk of this kind of bending down or anything. Next thing to do is, of course, the head here, and this has a magnet and it's keyed in place, and you should be just able to get that in. The magnet will grab it right on. And I think the statue really comes together really well. Again, as I said, I love the dynamic aspect of it. Her sort of jumping and shooting in two different directions. The rifle, again, it's nicely detailed. A bit apprehensive with how you have to put that on without breaking the strap, but it does go in. You just have to be really, really careful with it. Love, you know, the whole base aspect of it. Again, her jumping around. Definitely Domino in my book. I guess, as I said, the nitpicks were how this strap kind of gets attached to the rest of the body. And I'm not a huge fan of the face sculpt. I think it does its job for what it's supposed to do. In certain angles, it certainly looks better than others. I think just head on, I don't know, she looks a little weird in my book with that expression. But hey, it works, I think, once you put the whole thing together. And I do think, obviously, if you're a Domino fan, I don't know if we'll get many quarter scale statues, so this may be one of a few options here for Domino, right? 1/10 scale. And overall, as a whole, once you get it all in place, I think it's really nicely done. The pose for me is what really makes the statue. I love the whole jumping back thing with the two guns in place. I think it's really, really cool. And I think it'll look really nice next to, you know, any other like Iron Studios pieces. So for example, here she is next to Colossus, and I'm gonna fix the camera here so you guys can get a better look here at Colossus. Again, Colossus is much bigger, a whole different pose, but Just want to show them there together. If you want to put her next to Warpath here. Again, I hate how wobbly this Warpath is, but there you go. I think that looks really nice. So we'll move these two out of the way. Why don't we get here Sabretooth, move him out, and then we'll put her next to Lady Deathstrike. So again, really cool. Once you put all these together, I think they look really nice. So we'll move Sabretooth out of the way, move Lady Deathstrike out of the way. Let's get some Nightcrawler action in here. That's what she looks like next to Nightcrawler. Again, really cool. And here we go next to Spiral, if I can get her in the camera here. But there you go. But that is it, guys. I do think this is a nice piece. Again, I did get this on sale because I wasn't willing to pay full price. I am a fan of Domino, not a huge fan. That's why I waited. And again, this was on sale from Big Bad Toy Store. I think for what I did get in the sale price, I am happy with it. I love the dynamic pose again, as I mentioned earlier, and I do think that this piece works well with all the other 1/10 scale ones. But anyway, if I missed anything, you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, thank you so much for your very valuable time, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.